So we're here to find out what it takes to make a World Championship winning set of darts. So I've got Lee Huxtable, Red Dragon Production Director, World Champion Wayne Warren. So let's dive straight in. And you had your new darts made by Lee just outside 2 weeks before the event?
Yeah, I think it was middle of December, I think. I spoke to Lee in Merthyr, and that was in November. And obviously he was away, so he couldn't do them then. And I think I received them second week in December. And so I had about 3 weeks to prepare, really.
So Lee, you made Wayne's original darts, which were 17 gram?
Yeah, they were 17.5 grams actually, the ones he made for me originally.
So why the 0.5?
Oh, I think when probably over 10 years ago, Wayne.
It was. Yeah, we'd have said 10 years. Yeah.
They probably started off probably around 19, 20 gram, but you'd had them for so long. I remember they were copper tungsten, so you'd get a lot of weight.
Yeah.
A lot of the material weighs away, so that's what you were currently playing at the time. So
and the thought process there is you've got a really old set of darts, and you really need to be able to change if they got lost or.
Well, yeah, I wanted a set made. It was hard work really, because I was trying to explain to Lee what they would look like and this that, and we tried emptying times till we got it right. And he says, well, I'd rather, and he blasted to make it look like an old set of darts, like.
And is that down to feel then, Lee? What does the shot blast do?
Yeah, totally. Wayne's original darts were made with copper tungsten, which back in the 70s, most darts were made with copper tungsten, and basically the sort of sweat in your fingers can erode away the copper, and it leaves like a pitted surface. Well, nowadays darts are made out of nickel tungsten, which is a lot shinier, smoother. So we had to kind of replicate the surface finish of Wayne's worn copper tungsten darts.
So the first thing you need to get right between you is the feel of the dart before you even look at the profile, the weight. So we got the feel right.
Yeah.
And so how did you approach then getting the dimensions of the dart that Wayne wanted?
Well, you came down to the workshop in Bridgend with.
Yes, right. With Alan, it was. And it was like a guess. I knew what the dart, because I had the darts for so long, but I lost them. And we drew up a few things, how they looked like and that. And as I said, it took a bit of time and a bit of feel. And then, once we got it right, that was it. And they were, well, to be honest, they were virtually identical to the ones they had.
So how did you know? Was it an instant feeling? So once Lee had made you that original set, how quickly did you know that they were right?
I knew more or less straight away, really, because when you had a set of darts for so long, it's you know really, you know everything.
And is that just literally stood up, couple of throws, and you know they're right? Yeah, because when he made them and then he put the nails in them, and like my nails were only halfway up, and we added 1 or 2 on, took 1 or 2 off, and then till we got it where I hold the dart, and then, well.
So we tried a few different pitches on the grooves, different width grooves to get the right feel. And when we did, I remember the day when we did sort of go for quite a narrow groove, quite close together.
That's right,
gives you less of an aggressive grip, just where Wayne wanted it. And then obviously we had to go down the shot blast finish then to get that pitted surface. And it was one of the easier players that we've fitted actually in the workshop.
When you're fitting multiple variations and then you see the player or pro, whoever it is, go to the board, what signals are you looking for that you're getting your job right for the player?
A 180 is always nice. if they throw in a 180, and you can always tell the smile on the face, and you just get that instant the same as the player. You just know that something is heading down the right track.
So by the same token, you can kind of get a feeling if you don't think they like that set.
Yeah. On occasions, we'll say, right, take these away, come back in 2 or 3 weeks if you need any tweaks. But I think in Wayne's case, we were pretty confident that we nailed it.
Yeah, straight away, be honest.
So the evolution then, we've got the perfect 17 gram set. Fast forward however many years, and you've always stuck by the same dart, and then you're faced with the problem that these darts, head of the World Championship, they're not quite right for you.
Yeah, I obviously I had that accident on my wrist today, so with the darts I had there when I went back 6 weeks out, and I just found they were way too light for me. Like, and
is that because you'd lost some strength in the arm, or
obviously it must have. So I think in my head I needed that little bit heavier dart. So obviously I spoke to Lee and asked him, and
but you wanted them to be in the same dimensions, didn't you?
Exactly the same. Same.
How do you approach that, given that the more tungsten you add, the bigger the dart gets?
We basically, with Wayne's dart, when we started off, because it was such a lightweight, we were using 85% tungsten, so it was fairly straightforward. In going up to 90% tungsten, it's a lot denser material, so you can make the same dimension dart at a higher weight. So that's what we did with this one, is make them out of 90%. I remember Wayne saying that the darts were dropping slightly low, dropping just below the treble. Generally, if you increase the weight, it gives a lot more inertia of the dart in the air, so it'll land a little bit further up in the board. So yeah, we settled on 2 grams in the end.
2 grams, up to 19, and well, like I said, I'm really happy with them, absolutely.
And was it the same thing for you that the previous 17 gram set, perfect straight away? How was it when you got your 19 gram set?
Yeah, when he done my first set of darts, they were really spot on, because that's what I asked for, that's what I had, and they were perfect. But like I said, the weight it must have lost to come on. Well, I expected about 16 grams. I would have said no, because I never changed them. I kept them. And when I had that accident, I went back, no, I just, these are not the ones for me. And I had to do something, because I found out in the Grand Slam. I was found out in the Grand Slam. And I thought, I just can't go on like this. So, and as it was, I spoke to Lee over in the Leighton East Memorial, and we had a good chat. And I explained to him what was happening and how they were going, and then we decided then to go up to a 19 gram dart.
But was that almost instant when you got your new set, how they felt?
Yeah, I knew straight away. As soon as I had these 19s, I took them out to me, and even my local boys in the team, they knew I wasn't right with the other ones, and there was something wrong. But as soon as I had these and they see me throw in, they said straight away, what a massive difference. Like,
were you starting to get a bit worried about before you had the new darts, or?
Yeah. I thought I was. I was like thinking about it. I wasn't sleeping tidy. I was thinking about things. How can we, go that downhill a bit overnight?
And it's amazing. We're talking about 2 grams. Why is that?
Well, I think a big thing of it is the mental boost of getting a new set of darts, and sort of once you start throwing them and you know they're right, you just go from strength to strength, and the longer you can keep that confidence going, the better. But as I said earlier, the slightly more weight in the dart helps it travel a little bit further. As long as the release is in the same place, the extra inertia in the dart will land it a bit further.
And same shaft, same flight?
Everything's the same.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same, yeah. Same shafts, same flights, never changed none of them.
So it's version 2, the World Championship title?
Well, yeah. You know what I mean? It's.
But there's something quite unique you guys are talking about, is that at the front of the dart, you like to have, if you explain to everyone, a sharper...
Yeah, a lot of the darts, you see, like they chamfer down into nothing, and well, we tried that, and I said, no, when I said to Lee, I need them, like, cut off, because that's where I put my index finger. So
how do you get round, then, the dart having an ability to not hit the flight on the way in with a straight edge?
Well, like say, a lot of dart players, they will prefer to have a bit more of a tapered front and maybe even blend it into the point, so you can kind of glide past the flight as it's going into the board. Obviously with Wayne, he likes to have his finger resting on the front of the dart, so he wanted to keep that feature. But what I would say is it's extremely thin dart, so you're not going to get as many crashes
Okay,
in
so
the
you
board.
took some, the profile out to help that then.
Yeah, and you'll often see with Wayne, he doesn't sort of switch down to 18s or 19s very often. You're very much
Yeah, I
a
want to
20
stay.
player.
I don't know about the switch if again.
And I think, the way his dart is flying through the air, the sort of parabolic curve then into the treble seems to suit this dart, and he doesn't get the deflections that a lot of players do. As you can see from the back of the flights, they're in pretty good nick, so it's obviously seems to be working.
So, to round off, he's made you 2 perfect sets of darts.
Can't fault the man.
Yeah.
Can't fault the man.
Brilliant.
Simple.
World Championship set. Thank you very much.
Jelly bye.